up, Nation? Welcome back to S&M Gaming. So today I thought I'd take some time to help some smaller YouTubers set up their mics and everything for Streamlabs OBS. So as you can see here, I have quite a bit set up in here. I have my intermission screen. I have my be right back screens. Starting soon, live scene. So, of course, okay, so I downloaded the whole scene. So I didn't have to make any of that myself, but I'm going to teach you guys the basics for a mic setup, how to get your Reaper VST plugins, stuff like that. I'm going to try and help you so that you have an easier time than I did trying to set all this stuff up. So we're going to first start off with just our mic. Okay, so you click on the gear shift over here by your mic and you go to properties. So you use default, you choose your mic. I use my Blue Snowball. Obviously it's my default, so I just leave that. So you choose your mic. Make sure you set it to that. Hit done. Then go back into here. You want to go to your filters, because without filters, your mic's going to sound like shit. You're going to sound either echoey, you're going to sound too condensed, you'll hear background noises you don't need to hear. So first, you're gonna go in, you're gonna hit your gain. You're gonna test out your gain. You really don't want to go past the yellow bar. You can tick the red bar, but that means you're going really loud, right? So I have mine set to 6. My mic is about a foot away from me at all times, on my desk, away from me. So it gives me a good amount of sound. We'll get to the VST plugins in a second. That will involve you installing something. So we're going to go to noise suppression. Noise suppression, I just left at normal. My mic does suppress the noise itself. So I left it normal. You'll have to fiddle around with that for how you want it to sound. But generally, negative 30 is a good place to go. The noise gate. So noise gate is a finicky thing. You always want your open threshold to be a lower negative than your closed threshold, but you don't want them too far apart. So this is going to tell your mic when to open and close when you make sound. So you don't want it to cut off in the middle of you speaking because you went below your closed threshold, or you don't want it to start up when your fan kicks in because you're above your open threshold. So it takes a little bit of touch and go. Now, me and Masada have both have ours actually set up exactly the same, and we have two very different mics. His is a head mic, mine is a desk mic. So it's very different, but negative 56 on the closed threshold and negative 49 on the open threshold works really well for us. It doesn't cut anything out. It doesn't pick up any unwanted noise. So I'd try this one first. As long as you realize this isn't going to be your ideal setting, but it is a setting that you can test first to see where it takes you. And always, of course, when you test it, you want to hit that record button, test it out, talk a bunch like I'm doing right now, and listen. You want to hit different notes, different volumes. You want to hear in case it cuts out. Because if it cuts out, then it's no good. And you don't want that to record an entire game just to find out your voice has been in and out the entire time. So for the compressor, I left this all the same. You hit plus compressor up here, go to compressor, all this stuff is here. I've left the compressor as is because I didn't really need it, and a lot of mics have a compressor built in, so that's just as it is. Now, before we get into the VST plugins, first you're gonna want to go into search in your search browser, Google, whatever, search up Reaper. You want Reaper Audio Productions Without Limits. Click on it, go in, you'll see this page. So you go to download Reaper, and you do not click the top version 6.0 January 13th. Download the 64 or the 32-bit version, probably the 64 because I don't know too many people running off of 32 bits, or you can download if you're on Mac. You just download it, and it will install, and then it will come up back into your mic filters here, and these are the VST plugins. So the same thing, plug, you do the plus, so add, you go to your VST plugin. So I use a very limited amount of these. There is a lot. So they, VST plugin. So you hit done. I'm not going to keep this one because I don't have a need for it. But, so the VST plugin, you'll go, so Reaper standalone, control MIDI, this is a compressor, control, delay, equalizer, pretty much just, it goes through, right? Restream, recomp, it's a lot of stuff. So what I use, first I'm going to get rid of this one. So what I use is, first I have the equalizer standalone. I have this just set normal right here. I have two of them though. I was suggested this by another person to have one set at just a normal level and then one that helps with your voice. So I leave this normal. I don't really think that you need it, but if you want, do that. So your next VST that I use is the Reaper IR or Reef IR. So this is your sound cancellation. Okay, so when you come into this, you want to go to subtract, and you want quiet, but you want your fan kicked in on your computer. Any sound, your clicking of your mouse, anything like that, you want to have that going, but you want everything else silent. So when you have your fan kicked in, you're ready to click on your keyboard or your mouse or whatever, automatically build noise profile. And let it run for 10 seconds with you clicking your mouse, hitting buttons on your keyboard if it's near your mouse, and letting your fan run on high. Like, make sure your fan kicks in, because then it'll take out all this stuff here. The red is the sound that it cancels out. So all this is my fan, my mouse clicks, stuff like that, my keyboard clicks. Once you have it, after you've ran it for about 10 seconds, click again on the automatically build noise profile, and you will have your noise profile. And from that point on, all that sound that you just made will not be there anymore. All your recordings will come out without the fan noise, without the clicking noises. It's great. It's a really, really good plugin to have. It took a while for me to set that up. I had to watch so many tutorials. Next is the equalizer that I actually want you guys to take a look at. So this is the equalizer set up as I was told to by, I can't remember who it was, but they told me to set it up this way because they actually have professional experience in setting up equalizers for a mic set up the distance away that mine is for my voice sound, stuff like that. So I'm going to let you guys take a look at this. So my frequency in my low shelf, the first tab right here, this guy here, is 20.0, bandwidth 2.0, gain is 0. Pretty basic. I think that's actually default of where it starts up. So my band, my number 2 band right here, its frequency is 2026.0, gain is 6.0, and bandwidth is 2.0. The bandwidth I've never actually changed, but it's a really, if you want, like, this is stuff you can fiddle around with. I'm just trying to give you a basic of what I do to make my mic sound the way it does. Remember that. Number 3 is at 505.9, gain 9.0, bandwidth 2. So that's up here, right here. And then my number 4, which is here obviously, is our high shelf. It's at 3012.1, 0.8 gain, and 2.0 bandwidth. So that gives my mic the sound that it has. And it's after I set this up, it was able to pick up the bass in my voice a lot better. It's all up to you. You can fiddle with it, but once again, Masada and I both use the exact same settings. We have very different voices, and it works for both of us. So that's really up to you. Those are your settings you want for your mic. Very simple, very straightforward. Alright? So just, if you guys want to use them, check them out, go ahead. I had a really hard time finding anybody that would legitimately say, this is what you need, or whatever, right? So, I'm giving you guys actual numbers, okay? So next, we're going to look at desktop audio. So desktop audio, you can have, it's coming through your headset. Always make sure it's coming through your headset. Make sure it's not coming through your speakers, or you'll get a reverb off your mic, obviously. Each game, you can turn it up or down depending on how loud the game is in comparison to how loud your voice is. Always do test recordings first. I can't stress that enough. Test record before you record. Otherwise, you'll be sorry. Next we're going to move on to the actual scenes. So, for scenes, not the App Store, you want to go to themes. So you click on themes up in your top left-hand corner here. So you want scene themes. Now, I don't suggest spending money on these right off the hop. I really don't suggest it, but if you want to, you can. But personally, I think getting a free one, working off of that, and then once you are bigger and you make your 1,000 subscribers, invest actual money into like Fiverr or something to get a custom one made for your channel. Don't use reused ones that are 1,000 people use. Get a custom one, make your channel stand out. I have yet to reach that, but once we do, we will be getting a custom scene overlay, we'll be getting custom widgets, stuff like that, so that our YouTube channel, our live streams will stick out more than the people using the free ones. Right now, I am using a free one. So, I would suggest using free. So you want to go to animated or static. I like animated. You want it to include a live scene. That'll be your camera, your chat box, stuff like that. Your main stuff. Depends on how long you're streaming for. You want a be right back and a stream starting. Make your own damn offline picture. Seriously, it's not that hard. All you need to do is do some Photoshop, make it how you want, make it support your channel. Be your offline screen, don't use somebody else's. It's pointless. It's really easy. Even if you just want the words offline in a different color, type them out in Paint and paint them. It's really simple. So you have your choices here, obviously, lots of them. Anything with Prime is paid. How do I feel? This is wrong. Why is there no... There should be... Okay, anyway. There should be an option to choose free, but for some reason there isn't today. What the hell? Here we go. So you want something that suits you. If you're doing games that, okay, another thing I might point out. As it sits on these are editable to your selection, okay? So if you don't want your webcam over here, you can move that webcam frame up and over here, or wherever the hell you want it. You can move the header to the bottom. Everything is movable, so if you like it, just take the time to drag and drop stuff where you actually want it. So all you have to do is hit install. You install it. I would suggest setting up your mic after you do this, because sometimes it just doesn't carry over your mic settings and filters. So you hit install. If you find one that's free for yourself or whatever, you go back to your editor, you click here, and you choose the name of it. You click on it, and it will give you all your scenes. It will give you, then you'll be given all these sources. Take the time to click on the sources to figure out where they go. For instance, here, my header is down here. My header name is here, right? And as I go through it, it can be donation. I can show my donations. I can show subscribers, stuff like that, right? I can activate everything in here. To show what it is, right? So I have a bunch hidden when I'm doing a recording, because I don't need to show who my newest follower is on these. So anyway, that's the point I'm making. So check out what it is before you start moving stuff around. You want to be able to identify what your sources are, so when you move them around, you have an idea of what you're moving and where you're moving it to. Pretty simple. Next, so these sources come as they are. They usually don't include a game capture, a display capture, or a Windows capture. For that, you're simply going to hit the addition symbol here. If you're doing games, grab both the game capture and the window capture, which is over here. So window capture, game capture, so that you can, in case the game doesn't want to load on your game capture, you'll have the window capture, and all you got to do is select the window. I don't have anything, so anyway. Okay, so we'll go game capture here, add source. You hit add source, I'm going to hit cancel. So on these, right now I'm using display capture. Display capture will capture anything on your screen. That's why you see my background on my computer, all my apps, everything like that. Not a big deal, because I don't have too much stuff to hide. I have a lot of, not too much anymore, I should say. Next is your game capture. You'll want to right click your game capture. Go to properties. If you're playing in a windowed mode, you can choose to capture a specific window, or you can choose capture any full screen application. If you choose to capture specific windows, you must go to the window. You must select the window you are trying to capture. Hit done. It will capture that window. It's the same for window capture. In properties, choose the window. Next, if your game does not fit on your screen, you can go to transform. Right up here, it is 6 things down. You can fit to screen. Always remember to try and fit it to the screen. Don't try and fuck around with your display too much. Fit it to the screen and play. There's a lot of games that are hard to capture. Five Nights at Freddy's. Visage is a little bit more difficult sometimes. You just gotta work with it and figure it out through which capture you have to use. Display capture should really only be used for videos like this. Now, if you're stuck and you cannot in any way grab the game window with either game capture or window capture, you can use display capture. Just make sure the game is full screened beforehand. Hit your record button and minimize your Streamlabs OBS. It will capture it, but it will also capture when you pop up Streamlabs to start the recording, or you can assign the hotkeys. So hotkeys, easy. Go down to the bottom left corner to the gear in the bottom left. You want to go to your hotkeys. So you can choose to what to start, stop streaming, stuff like that. This will also give you all your options for your live scene, stuff like that. You can easily mute, unmute your mics, stuff like that. So just make sure that when you do it, your mute and unmute for your mic and stuff like that is the same. Don't change it, because if you change it and you have the button somewhere else for something else, you're going to screw up the whole setting. That's why I have bare minimal. Like, I can switch scenes really easily, and that's all I really wanted. So choose your hotkeys carefully. Also, if you are running off of one monitor, go to your game overlay if you are live streaming and set up your game overlay. This will only work in a windowed, you can't use a borderless full screen application. It has to be a windowed application in game overlay or windowed, or game capture or window capture. Those are the only two it'll work on. Otherwise, the people you're streaming to will see it. It will see it on your screen. If you don't have, if you have it on game capture or window capture, the actual stream won't see it. They'll just see the game because it's capturing that window, and that's what you want. You set the overlay opacity. I'm gonna turn it on here. I can't remember what hotkey I used in game overlay. Here, this is. Okay, I haven't used it in forever, apparently. What was it? I had it. Was it plus or... I think it's plus or minus on mine. I gotta make sure, because I don't want to end the stream by accident. Subtract. Okay. So in-game overlay. If it would work. I don't think it works. Oh, there. So this is where my in-game overlay is. This here and here. I have it set so it's opaque, so when I'm playing a game it doesn't bug me in the game. You can set it up how you want, where you want it, stuff like that. Set it up to, it will only work if you have it set up to a hotkey. So that's what you have to do. Set it up to a hotkey no matter what. Sorry about the little fumble there. Anyway, guys, I hope this has been a helpful video for you. I know I kind of flew through stuff, and I'm not the best at explaining my process for it, but it will save you a bunch of time, I swear. It took me a long time to set up all this stuff, find hundreds, or not hundreds, but dozens of videos trying to figure out where my settings should be, what I should be doing, what am I doing wrong. So, this is your basic setup for just getting this going. Now, if you guys like this video, I can show you how to set up streams properly with the bitrate, stuff like that, how to set up your Twitch stream, your Mixer stream, whatever you need. Just let me know in the comments down below, and I will work on that video for you. I don't want to put it all into one video because it's a really super long video, and it will defeat the purpose of this video, which was to be short and to the point for mic and general setup of Streamlabs OBS. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. Let me know in the comments down below. So Nation, that's it for the tutorial tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Anybody that's just joining us, welcome to the nation. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure to check out our live streams on Mixer at mixer/SNM Gaming. Remember, guys, we're all a nation here, and we're all a little psycho.